So welcome to How to Live in Love. My name is Alex, and this podcast is in partnership with the book of the same name, How to Live in Love, by myself, Alexander Bell, which is available for free on my website, alexanderbell.org. And also on my website you will find many hours of free, beautiful, joyful, uplifting music that I've composed over the past 20 years, all of which is free to download. And you will also find my ambient radio station with many, many hours of the most beautiful chill-out music you will ever hear. Plus dance meditations, hundreds of articles about the expansion of consciousness, freedom, healing, peace and health, and many, many more things. So that's all at alexanderbell.org. Now this talk is called Your Purpose on Earth. Now, because of the significant influence of Hollywood films upon our society, we often think in terms of the good guys and the bad guys, good versus evil, right versus wrong. Well-intentioned people often consider themselves to be part of the solution, on the side of the righteous, because of their belief system, which they fervently believe to be the correct belief system. They then proceed to cast anyone with an opposing belief system as their opposition, their enemy, the baddie in their personal dramatic story of the world. But the baddies are not those who hold opposing belief systems to ours. The real baddies, for want of a better word, are the ones who actively and consciously want to create suffering, pain, and conflict in other people's lives. That is most certainly worthy of the term evil, because evil takes pleasure in the suffering of others. If we create suffering unconsciously, through a lack of awareness of the consequences of our actions, then that is not the same. That is merely unconsciousness. So ask yourself this question. Do you want more people to suffer in this world? Or do you want everyone to find peace and fulfillment? Answer this question honestly, and it will reveal to you what is in your heart. Because a compassionate heart wants people to find peace, even their enemies. A compassionate heart wants love to flourish. It wants harmony to spread. It wants healing and forgiveness to transform people's hearts, so that we can live in a more peaceful world. But there are many, many people who dwell in between these two poles, and are moving in one direction or another. So be very aware that you are moving in the right direction, towards forgiveness and compassion, because evil is certainly present in this world, and it has its way of calling to people to move in its direction. It does this by appealing to people's sense of selfishness, to their greed, to their tendency to judge and criticize others. It feeds an attitude of aggression, tribalism, fear, and the desires for power and conflict. So be aware of moving in the direction of fear and darkness, because you have already been cast in this earthly drama as a good guy. Your heart knows this truth, and it is from your heart that come the instructions about how to behave, how to act in this world, how to function in perfect harmony with the loving force of benevolence which permeates this planet and which permeates you. That force is meant to be flowing through you. That is the purpose of your heart, to house the creative, benevolent force of love. So it is vital that we spend more time feeling the simplicity of gratitude and love in our heart. We are usually too busy thinking that we have to pursue or achieve something of worth before we can feel this goodness in our heart. We think we have to prove our goodness before we can receive the love in our heart. But no, all we need to do is just take our full attention there, ignoring all thoughts, especially thoughts of guilt, unworthiness and self-criticism, plus any doubts, insecurities or fears about what we will experience when we fully open our heart. and then we simply allow the light to enter. It is like pulling back the curtains on a beautiful sunny morning. Nothing bad can happen, because your heart was designed for this. It loves it. It desires it deeply. And this is why, when you follow your heart in the direction of the light, in the direction of a brighter and purely positive state of consciousness, this is why you will experience more joy and fulfillment, more inner strength and courage, more peace and gratitude. These are all hallmarks of the divine, of being in perfect harmony with the frequency, divinity, and radiance of love, which is the highest truth of reality. Everything else is a mere shadow of love, an illusion on the screen of consciousness, created by our thinking mind. We need to turn away from the screen and give our full attention to the source of the light which creates everything. That source is within your heart, and you have to access it experientially, because not one thought in the entire universe can take you there. So don't waste any more time thinking. We move into our heart's realm by breathing deeply and relaxing our body so that more energy can flow into it. You can also simply say the words, "Thank you," as you do this. This grounds us and connects us to the current of love that flows through our veins. And slowly, as we breathe deeply, we allow our heart to relax, so that there is no tension and no fear being held there. Fear manifests as tension in our body, and this is most significantly felt in our heart as tightness. We must become aware of any tightness so that we can let it go and let our heart relax into peace. If we do not relax our heart, we cannot experience the beautiful peace and freedom that await us when we let go of fear. Fear is a final barrier, and we need not be afraid of it. We just need to see it, notice it is there, and fully relax in its presence. It cannot harm us. Fearful thoughts are totally incapable of harming us, because it is only through resistance to fear that we suffer, because resistance is conflict. So stop fighting, stop resisting, and let the tension be replaced by relaxation, by a feeling of trust and safety. Because the truth is that you are safe and you are protected. When you decide to stop engaging with or fighting against anxious thoughts, and instead you focus upon relaxing your body and allowing your heart to relax also, you will see this beautiful truth clearly for yourself. So thank you for listening to this podcast, and if you'd like to download my book How to Live in Love for free, just visit alexanderbell.org, and hopefully you'll come back soon. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.